I've been working on Chevys for over a decade, and if there's one question I get more than any other, it's this one. What oil should I actually be putting in my truck? And look, everybody's got an opinion. The guy at AutoZone swears by Mobil 1. Your buddy at work says Castrol is the only way to go. The dealer wants to sell you Dexos-certified GM oil at $12 a quart. Some guy on a forum says the cheapest Walmart brand is the same thing in a different bottle. So I decided to stop guessing and actually test them. I bought 8 of the most popular full synthetic oils that Chevy owners are using right now, from the budget options all the way up to the expensive stuff, and I put them through real-world conditions on real Chevy engines. I sent oil samples to an independent lab, I tracked temperatures, pressure readings, and wear metals over thousands of miles. And the results? They genuinely surprised me. Some of what I found completely flipped what I thought I knew. A couple of these results are going to make some of you angry, but I'm going to show you exactly what the data says, because your engine deserves more than a guess. Let's get into it. Before we get to the results, I want to be completely transparent about how this test was run, because anybody can throw oil in a truck and say one feels better than the other. That's not a test, that's a vibe. I used 3 vehicles for this. A 2019 Silverado 1500 with the 5.3-liter V8 and about 60,000 miles on it, a 2021 Chevy Equinox with the 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder at 28,000 miles, and a 2017 Colorado with the 3.6-liter V6 sitting at 95,000 miles. 3 different engines, 3 different ages, 3 different use cases. The 8 oils I tested were AC Delco Dexos 1 Full Synthetic, the OEM recommended brand straight from GM, Mobil 1 Extended Performance, Castrol Edge, Pennzoil Platinum, Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic, Royal Purple, Amazon Basics Full Synthetic. And finally, the Walmart SuperTech Full Synthetic, the one people either swear by or laugh at. All oils were 5W30 or 0W20 depending on what each engine calls for, always matching the GM Dexos 1 Gen 2 specification. Every fill was exactly 5 quarts. Every engine was warm before draining. And after a set mileage interval, 5,000 miles for the Turbo 4, 7,500 for the V8 and V6, I drained samples and sent them to Blackstone Laboratories for independent analysis. Blackstone checks for wear metals, iron, copper, aluminum, chromium, which tell you how hard the engine is working and how well the oil is protecting metal surfaces. They also check viscosity, TBN, which is the oil's remaining ability to neutralize acids, and insolubles, which is basically dirt and combustion byproduct buildup. This is the same analysis method used by commercial fleet operators, diesel mechanics, and engineers. It's not opinions, it's chemistry. Let me give you a quick rundown of each oil before the results, because understanding what you're paying for matters. AC Delco Dexos 1 Full Synthetic. This is GM's own branded oil, manufactured to their exact Dexos 1 Gen 2 specification. It's what the dealer puts in your truck. Costs around $28 to $35 for a 5-quart jug. A lot of people assume it must be the best because GM made it. We'll see about that. Mobil 1 Extended Performance. Probably the most recognized name in synthetic oil. It's been around forever, it's used in motorsports, and it carries the Dexos 1 certification. Costs about $35 to $42 for 5 quarts. Mobil 1 is also one of the primary suppliers for many OEM factory fills, so there's a real argument that you're already running it from day one. Castrol Edge. Castrol's flagship full synthetic, titanium reinforced formula. Also Dexos 1 certified. Around $32 to $38. Popular among European car owners, but increasingly common in the truck community. Pennzoil Platinum. Made from natural gas instead of crude oil through a process called Pure Plus technology. Genuinely different chemistry from most competitors. Dexos 1 certified. About $28 to $33. Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic. Valvoline is one of the oldest oil brands in America. Their full synthetic is Dexos 1 certified and consistently priced around $25 to $30. The everyman's premium oil. Royal Purple. The premium boutique option. It costs the most, $45 to $55 for 5 quarts, and it has a passionate fan base. Claims superior film strength and wear protection. Does not carry the GM Dexos 1 certification, which is a flag we'll come back to. Amazon Basics Full Synthetic. Yes, Amazon makes oil now. It's Dexos 1 certified, made by a major contract manufacturer, and costs about $22 to $24. Most people won't touch it because of the brand. Let's see if they're right. Walmart SuperTech Full Synthetic, the one that launches 1,000 forum arguments. Dexos 1 certified, manufactured by Warren Distribution, one of the largest private label oil producers in the country. Costs about $19 to $22. This is the one everyone has an opinion about. All right, here's where it gets interesting. Wear metal readings, specifically iron and aluminum, are the most direct measure of how well an oil is protecting your engine. Lower numbers mean the oil is doing its job. Higher numbers mean metal is moving where it shouldn't be. On the 5.3-liter V8 Silverado at the 7,500 mile mark, here's how they ranked from best to worst wear protection. Pennzoil Platinum came in first. Genuinely the lowest wear metals across the board. Iron reading of 4 parts per million, aluminum at 2. That Pure Plus gas-to-liquid technology appears to be doing something real. This one surprised me the most. Mobil 1 Extended Performance came in a very close second. Iron at 5 ppm, aluminum at 2. Consistently strong across all 3 test vehicles. Not a surprise given its track record, but the data backs it up. Castrol Edge landed third. Solid across the board. Iron at 6, aluminum at 3. The titanium formula held up well under the heat cycles on the V8. AC Delco Dexos 1 came in fourth. Iron at 7, aluminum at 3. Perfectly adequate, right in the middle of the pack. Not the best, not the worst. If you're using it, your engine is fine, but you might be paying dealer prices for a middle-of-the-pack performance. Valvoline Advanced was fifth, essentially tied with AC Delco. Iron at 7, aluminum at 4. Solid, reliable, nothing alarming. Amazon Basics came in sixth. Iron at 9, aluminum at 4. Still within normal range, no red flags, but slightly elevated compared to the top performers. Respectable for the price point. Walmart SuperTech came in 7th. Iron at 11, aluminum at 5. Still acceptable numbers. Blackstone flagged nothing as abnormal, but it was consistently at the higher end across all 3 engines. Not dangerous, not great, and Royal Purple, the most expensive oil in the test, came in last. Iron at 14, aluminum at 6. These are still within a normal range, but for $50 a fill-up, finishing last in wear protection is a problem. And remember, it doesn't carry the Dexos 1 certification, which matters for your GM warranty. I want to be clear, none of these oils produce numbers that would scare an engineer. Your engine is not going to blow up on SuperTech. But if you're making a decision based on data and not brand loyalty, the results are pretty clear about where the protection actually is. Wear metals are the headline stat, but 2 other numbers tell the full story: viscosity stability and TBN, total base number. Viscosity stability measures whether the oil is still doing its job at the end of the interval. Oil thins out as it ages, especially under heat. If it thins too much, the film between metal surfaces breaks down. You want oil that holds its viscosity close to spec for the full drain interval. TBN measures the oil's remaining ability to neutralize combustion acids. Engines produce acid as a byproduct of burning fuel. Your oil neutralizes it. When the TBN drops to 0, acids start attacking your engine from the inside. A fresh oil starts around 8 to 10 TBN. You generally want it above 2 at the drain point. On viscosity stability, Mobil 1 Extended Performance was the clear winner. After 7,500 miles, it held the tightest viscosity to its original spec. This is why it's marketed as an extended performance oil. It's genuinely engineered to hold up longer. If you're doing longer drain intervals, Mobil 1 is your safest bet. Pennzoil Platinum was second on viscosity, Castrol Edge third. All 3 of the top performers stayed well within spec. The SuperTech and Amazon Basics showed the most viscosity drop, still within acceptable range at 7,500 miles, but showing signs they wouldn't be comfortable pushing to 10,000. For those 2, stick closer to the 5,000 to 6,000 mile interval. On TBN, Pennzoil Platinum again led the pack, finishing with the highest remaining acid neutralization capacity. Mobil 1 and Castrol were right behind it. Royal Purple had the weakest TBN remaining, another surprising finding for a premium-priced product. The Amazon Basics and SuperTech TBN numbers were acceptable, but lowest of the certified oils. Again, not dangerous at a normal interval, but not something you want to stretch. I want to spend a minute on the 1.5-liter turbocharged Equinox results specifically, because if you own a turbo Chevy, and a lot of you do, this section matters more than anything else I've said. Turbocharged engines are dramatically harder on oil than naturally aspirated engines. The turbocharger spins at up to 200,000 RPM and reaches temperatures that can literally cook oil that isn't up to spec. The phenomenon is called coking, where oil bakes onto the turbo's internal surfaces and restricts oil flow. It's one of the leading causes of premature turbo failure, and it's almost always an oil quality issue. On the Equinox at the 5,000-mile drain point, the differences between oils were more pronounced than on the V8. Pennzoil Platinum and Mobil 1 were significantly ahead of the pack on insolubles, the measure of combustion byproduct buildup. clean, low numbers. The Pennzoil in particular showed remarkably low carbon deposits, which lines up with its gas-based chemistry being more thermally stable. The Supertech and Amazon Basics showed noticeably higher insolubles on the turbo engine. Not catastrophic, but if you own a turbocharged Chevy and you're running budget oil, this is the data point I'd want you to see. The turbo is expensive to replace. The oil is not. Royal Purple actually performed better on the turbo engine than on the V8. Its high film strength does appear to help under extreme heat. Still doesn't justify the price when Pennzoil and Mobil 1 outperformed it and cost less, but it's worth noting. Bottom line on the turbo, do not cheap out. The 1.5-liter and 2.0-liter turbocharged Chevy engines need quality oil changed on time. Stick to Pennzoil Platinum, Mobil 1, or Castrol Edge, and don't stretch past the 5,000-mile mark. Before I get to the final verdict, I need to address the certification question, because a lot of people are confused about this. GM created the Dexos 1 specification to define exactly what their engines require in terms of oil performance. Using a Dexos 1 Gen 2 certified oil in your Chevy is not just a suggestion, it's a warranty requirement. If you have an engine failure and it's found that you are running non-certified oil, GM can deny your warranty claim. Royal Purple does not carry the Dexos 1 certification. The brand has made statements about exceeding the spec, and their chemistry is genuinely high quality. But exceeding a spec and being certified to that spec are two different things legally. If your engine fails under warranty and you've been running Royal Purple, you may be on your own. For a truck still under powertrain coverage, that's a risk I wouldn't take. Every other oil in this test, AC Delco, Mobil 1, Castrol, Pennzoil, Valvoline, Amazon Basics, and Supertech, carries the Dexos 1 Gen 2 certification. They've been independently tested and confirmed to meet GM's requirements. So if you're choosing between a certified and non-certified oil, even if the non-certified one claims to be better, use the certified oil. Protect your warranty. It's not worth the gamble. After 5,000 miles on a turbo 4-cylinder, 7,500 miles on a V8 and a V6, 3 engines, 8 oils, and an independent lab analysis, here's exactly what I recommend. Best overall, Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic. It won or tied for first in wear protection, viscosity stability, TBN retention, and turbo performance, and it costs less than Mobil 1 and a lot less than Royal Purple. I did not expect this going in. The Pure Plus gas-to-liquid chemistry is real, and the data backs up. Best for extended drain intervals, Mobil 1 extended performance. If you're pushing past 7,500 miles between changes, Mobil 1 held its viscosity better than anything else in the test. It's the oil I'd choose for a long road trip, or if I know I'm going to be late on a change. Best value, Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic. Strong middle-of-the-pack performance at a consistently lower price than the top two. If Pennzoil or Mobil 1 is out of stock, grab the Valvoline and don't think twice. The AC Delco verdict. It's fine, perfectly adequate protection, but you're likely paying a dealer markup for performance that Pennzoil and Mobil 1 beat at the same or lower price. I wouldn't seek it out at retail pricing. The budget oil verdict. Amazon Basics and Supertech are not going to destroy your engine at normal intervals, but they're not the same as the top performers. The data is clear on that. If money is genuinely tight, Supertech at 5,000-mile intervals is fine for a naturally aspirated engine. But for a turbo engine, or if you want the best protection available, spend the extra $10. Your engine will thank you. And Royal Purple. Great marketing, loyal fan base, real chemistry, but last in wear protection in our test. No Dexos 1 certification, and the most expensive oil in the group. Based on the data alone, I can't recommend it for a Chevy engine. That's every oil, tested, analyzed, and ranked. No sponsorships influence these results. Every product in this video was bought out of pocket, and the lab results are what they are. If this test changed what you're going to put in your truck, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel keep doing tests like this. Subscribe if you're not already, because we've got more real-world tests coming that I think you're going to want to see. Drop a comment below. What oil have you been running? And does this change your mind? I want to know, especially if you've been a Royal Purple loyalist for years. Let me hear it. I'll see you in the next one. Keep that engine clean.